Okay, so I'll get started. So you're able to see my screen, right? Everyone in full screen mode.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So I'll start off with a very brief introduction about Jira. But even before we get started, like just to want to let you know, like why do you even need to use Jira? Like, and so most of you who have some experience around 10 years or so, so you might be aware, like before. I mean, 10 years or before, like we are not that much into agile. We used to use some old STLC models like waterfall model or V model. So what used to happen in those times is that like we used to have a separate kind of tool for every activity we used to perform in the project. Say we used to have a project manager. We'll have something like we used to have use a tool called Microsoft, I think PMP or something like that. So right, so there only the manager used to have access to that, and then they used to record what kind of activities are going on in a project, and only that person will have to have the entire visibility about what's going on. Slowly, as we have moved ahead, like over the last few years, things have started moving into agile. So agile means like here, we don't have that concept of one person controlling everything. Rather, we have, it's more like everything is done on an incremental basis. So it's more like continuous improvement, and they continuously increment and keep improving on that. So one of the important tools that actually helps to achieve this is Jira. So almost 90% of the companies who are into agile, they are using Jira nowadays. So yeah, just so after this, like we'll just read out what exactly I've written. So it's a tool developed by one of the Australian companies called Atlassian. There are other tools as well, which Atlassian has provided us. Jira is one of the primary one. So it actually helps us in end-to-end project management. So it provides us with a centralized platform for creating, managing, and tracking tasks, bugs, and other issues, helping the teams to organize and prioritize their work. So all these activities are actually taken care by a person called a Scrum Master. So if you have some idea about how exactly the agile work, you will be able to understand. If not, that's okay. We can see in the later screens. We'll have some idea about that. And yeah, so Jira is primarily designed to support agile software development, as we have said. And there are many things we can do in Jira, but just to manage a project end to end. So these are some of the things that we do here. We can create and manage a project. We can manage individual tasks as well. We can do planning, as we do in Agile. We call it as sprint planning. We generate reports to Jira as well, and we collaborate. So the most important pointer is that continuous collaboration. So every team member actually should contribute to this process. Like everybody should have access to Jira, and so starting from developers, testers, project managers, everybody should actually create their own activities, on tasks, and then, or maybe the task will be created by say the Scrum Master, so they have to continuously update them. So based on that, they will be moved across from one place to other. I mean, we'll come to those things in the later slides, but right now this is just a very brief introduction about Jira. And one more point here is that, like in the note, so previously, those who have used Jira before, they knew that we can use Jira either we can download the client, the Jira client, and then we can connect to the server. But nowadays, it seems like the only option available is to the Jira cloud. Okay, just moving on to the second one. Yeah, Jira board. So once we start working in Jira, once we have decided that we'll go ahead with the agile model and we'll use Jira for our project. So there are two ways we can. So there are two flavors of Jira. One is known as the Scrum. One is known as the Kanban. They are quite similar. We'll not see much of a difference. But basically, what the only difference is that in the Kanban board, it is more like like we do not follow any fixed iteration. Say, for example, in Jira, we use something called sprint. So basically, we'll have a 2 week sprint. And so what all activities are decided, they should be completed in those 2 weeks. So that is something which is a part of this Scrum board. In Kanban board, we do not have anything as such. So basically, these are just some concepts which you need to know. You might not be using it directly in your project. Just as a concept, just be aware of these things. Okay. So as we move on, we'll see some sample Scrum board, which I have taken some screenshots, and I'll also let you know how exactly you can log in. You can create an account in for Jira, and you can just try these things out for yourself. I'll move on. Okay. So this is a Jira workflow. So basically, whenever a task is created in Jira, so these are some of the statuses that it has to go through. When you create a task, the status is open. Uh, that task could be anything. It could be a task, subtask. It could be a bug. It could be so in the Scrum we have a concept called user story. So that is nothing but a requirement. So whenever you are actually going through some concept about the agile development model, you will come to know what exactly is user story. In simple terms, it's just a requirement. So whenever you are creating anything, so it has to go through all these processes. The very first thing when you create it, it is in open state. Then once we start working on it, we move the state to in progress, then it is resolved and closed. And in case it is not resolved, so basically when the QA or the testing team is testing it and they feel it is not done, then they'll reopen it and move it back to in progress. So these are some of the basic workflow. We can always modify them. We can always customize them as well. But just to get a high level understanding, this is the basic workflow of Jira. So yeah, okay. So this is how exactly you all can. So basically, I think as Ranjan sir is stressing on Jira, so I would advise each one of you to actually go to this website. You can create a free account, even I have done one. So you can just go there, you create an account. And so once you go to this site, so this is the kind of thing you look at once you see the basic website. And yeah, so this is, I have created a basic account in Jira. It will just ask you for some basic information. You can do that. So this is your login screen. Once you log in, it will ask you to create a sample project. So you can do that as well here. This will look something like this. And once you create a project, so basically here, if you see on the left-hand side, you have something called My Scrum or My Scrum 2. These are some of the custom projects which I have created. Even you can create your own project, right? And if you see, once you log in, you will come to see like we have this create buttons here, right? So with these create buttons, you can actually create some artifacts. So an artifact means, as I was telling you, it could be a requirement, a user story, a bug, anything. So once you have these projects ready, you can actually click on the create button and you can keep creating user stories, which are basically the artifacts. And even before you do that, so you have something called here backlog. So everything that you create once you inside a project, everything would be a part of the backlog item. So backlog means like whenever you are creating a fresh project, all the items which you plan to complete in a sprint would go into the backlog. And slowly, and there are two concepts here. One is called product backlog, one is sprint backlog. These are maybe a little bit confusing for you right now because if you're not aware of the agile, but that's okay. Just be aware that we have something called backlog, which you need to be aware of. And once we are in Jira, we can create these backlogs. And as our sprint progresses for the next 2 weeks, these backlogs are pulled into a sprint, which you see in the last one, right? So this is actually a particular project, and this is actually how a sprint looks like. So these are some of the backlog items. So these are in to do right now. Then once people start working on them, you make them as in progress. And slowly it can move through. So these are known as all these columns which you see, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. They are known as swim lanes, or you can even call them as columns as well. So as you are done with a particular story, you just move it across. You just pull it from here to do. You can do that, or even your Scrum Master can do that. So this is how ideally. So whenever you actually use this link, which I have shown you here, use this URL, go there, create a project, and then you should be able to go through all these things. Okay. And then there are some Jira. So basically, whatever I've told you so far, this is just a kind of very basic introduction on Jira. You can try it on. You can try it out, and then we can again connect if you have any concerns regarding this. And now once we are done with that, we'll just try to see like what kind of integrations Jira provides. So basically, Jira, even though it is not really a standalone tool, it also provides you multiple integrations with some other tools. For example, Confluence. This also is a tool by Atlassian, from which we get Jira as well. So it is more like for doing documentation, right? So normally when we are working on Agile, we are pretty much light on documentation. We don't spend much effort on doing that. But yeah, we have something called Confluence as well. It's a separate tool. So we can always create all the documents like requirement documents, LLD, or high level design documents, and we can keep it over there, and we can link Jira through that. So Jira provides that as well. Second one is Bitbucket or GitHub. Like, as all those who are in development, they understand, right? I mean, how exactly they use their code repositories in GitHub and Bitbucket. You can integrate that with Jira as well. The third one is Slack. People might be aware of it, right? So Slack is something which is used for communication within the team. So whenever you integrate Slack with Jira, so every time the status of a particular artifact changes in Jira, you can actually get notification in the Slack automatically. Then there are other tools like Jenkins, Trello. These are also some, tools which perform similar things like continuous integration, continuous deployment. So they also can be integrated with Jira, as well as Microsoft Teams and Google Sheets, etc. Okay, so now once you start working with Jira, there are some best practices which you need to follow. So this is just to make sure that you are able to get the maximum, even though nobody is restricting you to use Jira in a particular way. But if you are able to use these best practices, that will make it much more beneficial and you can get the maximum. So something like when you are trying to work in Jira, right, as I was telling about creating user stories or requirements. So just make sure that those define the goals in a very proper and clear way, so that you don't really get, so you don't confuse anybody like what exactly you're trying to convey. So that is one thing. Second is customize your workflow. So what I'm saying here is this. Yeah, so this is a very basic workflow. You can always customize it. So these are the workflows. So basically, if you see refined, to do, in progress. So once you actually log into that tool, you'll see like there are many ways you can do that. It is not that tough. You can actually do that. Thus, customization is one thing you can do as well. And maintain a healthy backlog. That means what all items you're putting in the backlog, you try to update them regularly so that you know like what exactly is the current state of them. There should not be stale backlog. Like if it is done, it should be moved to done. It should not be lying in to do or somewhere else. And then all the integrations which Jira provides, right? All these concepts here, make sure you are using them to the fullest so that you can get the best out of this tool. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Maybe what I think the best way you can do is that, as I have told you, you can just go to this website, create a Jira account, and then you can see it for yourself, like how exactly things look like. And if you think you need any more help, I think we can connect maybe sometimes in due course as well.
So Jira is not is one stuff for only for you were talking about like project management or into Scrum Master. So no, now it is moved to completely data profile. If you go to analytics management, governance, data quality, these are the Jira is playing major role for tracking all your activities.
Right.
So that need to focus whenever next time we are coming anyone, we'll go for the things. All right. Yeah, great. Great. Thanks for your presentation. Great job.